you're procrastinating all wrong. Or rather, not all wrong, but badly enough that it has a negative impact on what you get done every day. But fear not, help is at hand. I've been doing this for 15 years, helping clients make really good decisions about what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. And that is where procrastination comes into it. So first of all, quick bit of definition. What do we mean by procrastination? Those of you with a classical background will have figured out it's pro means sort of forwards or towards, cras meaning tomorrow. So it's putting back to tomorrow things that you could do today. And I'm going to make the case this is a really good thing to do, provided that you choose the right things to push to tomorrow. So let's split things into two categories. There's bad procrastination, I'm going to talk about that for a bit, and good procrastination. I'm going to leave you a challenge at the end. So there's three types of bad procrastination. First of all, there's the type of trigger. So if I'm a bad procrastinator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow certain characteristics of the task that lies before me to make me say, oh no, I'm going to do that tomorrow. So anything that's boring or time-consuming or difficult, I'm going to say, nah, I'm going to do that when my energy levels are better, later or tomorrow or next week, which is just rubbish, right? The world doesn't work like that. The challenge I need to impose upon myself is when I see anything which has those characteristics, I need to make a different decision, because things with those characteristics are often those things that have the biggest impact, things that are impactful to get it done. It's often boring or time-consuming or difficult or all three. So the switch in my head is going to be anything that's boring or time-consuming or difficult, that's going to go to the top of the list, and I'm going to plan effectively to make it happen rather than procrastinate about it. So it's about seeing the same trigger, but having a different reaction to things that have those characteristics. The second type of bad procrastination is the false need for perfection. Either perfection before I start or a guarantee of perfection at the end. So I have my great American novel on the table over here in hundreds of little bits of paper, and I'm just not going to start until it's all mapped out. And even if I get started and get going and make progress, I'm going to be gripped by an anxiety in my head that it's not going to be perfect when I'm finished. I just need to get over that. There's no guarantee it's going to be perfect at the end, and there's no need for perfection when I start. So what we're looking for is progress, not perfection. Find the smallest thing you can do, make a start, avoid false perfection. And the third thing, and maybe the biggest thing that I need to overcome if I'm going to move on from bad procrastination, is what we call the dream not do problem. For as long as I think I can do everything, I will have a disincentive not to start anything. So for example, I can't do everything. I just need to accept that. But if I can be delusional, I can say, yeah, I can manage an effective and impactful consulting business. I can run a pub. I can also be a great husband and father, manage a great house, and have interesting motorcycle adventures. For as long as I hold in my head that all these things are possible, that avoids me facing up to the reality, which is that doing any one of these things involves probably saying no to pretty much everything else. So while I'm in a dream state, I'm going to be a happy idiot in my own brain. But what I really need to do if I'm going to make some progress is choose to do. And choosing to do means choosing not to do all the other things. So I think those are the three components of bad procrastination we need to get over. Thing one, boring, time-consuming and difficult is not a trigger to procrastinate. It has to become a trigger to move towards doing. 2, false perfection. Nothing's ever perfect. Just get on with it. And 3, dream not do. We need to stop the dreaming. You can't do it all. Face facts. We need to move to a do mode. So let's look at good procrastination. What does good procrastination look like? So let's move to good procrastination and talk a little bit about the 3 components of that. The first thing is one thing. So if I'm realistic and I've addressed all my bad procrastination issues, I should be able to identify what are the couple of things I need to be working on that are really going to move the dial, really make an impact for me in my work and in my personal life. And what we tend to do is we tend to clear the decks first. So, okay, I need to do that today. First, I'm going to sort out my email. I'm going to tidy my desk. I'm going to finish the washing up. No, what we need to do is one thing first. So find that thing. You know what it is. All these tidying up exercises, clearing the decks, are forms of procrastination. Let's have the one thing. Let's get that done. And then let's go and clear the decks later. P.S. The decks will never be clear, so don't have that as a priority. Thing 2, limit work in progress. I got this from Jim Benson, Personal Kanban. It's a good little book. He's done some videos as well. And I have a Kanban up here on my wall. And the key thing is, if you've got 8 things on your live projects list, you're not going to make any progress. You're going to be pushing against too many things to make any progress. So we have to really limit our work in progress, the live projects, to 3 things. In a separate video, I'm going to show how to set up a second brain to do this, but I quite like having a physical constraint in my system. In my system, I can't put 4 projects as live. I just can't do it. So I'm forced to recognize the trade-off. I'm forced to choose 3 things to do. And that doesn't mean that everything else is hidden. I have a backlog column, which is the things I'm not yet on live. And this might be things I'm procrastinating about, things I'm not ready to do, things where I'm waiting for other people. But I have clear visibility on what's live, what's my actual current work in progress that I'm working on, and what are the things that are coming down the track. That's a really good way of working. And the final thing is, I need to avoid the challenge of the sort of easy average project, right? So we all know what that looks like. So writing the great American novel, filming a biopic, doing anything wildly ambitious is intimidating. And anything which is, I don't know, just empty the waste paper basket, that's just too easy. But there's lots of things in the middle which are just tempting because I can kid myself I'm making progress by doing them, but I'm really not. So what I need to do is avoid those and go between those and the wildly ambitious stuff. Stuff that's really going to make an impact, but is doable within a manageable time frame. I'm not going to end global warming. I'm not going to bring peace to the Middle East. But do you know what? I can write this fantastic business plan for this project I'm working on. Or I can do the online campaign for the new product I've been thinking about. These things are doable, ambitious but doable. Avoid the easy average. So I think those are the 3 things we need to move towards if we're going to do good procrastination. Choose one thing to do today, which means procrastinating about everything else. Limit your work in progress, which means identify your backlog, which might be a procrastination pile. And finally, avoid the easy average, so you're ambitious but doable. So those are my top tips on moving from bad procrastination, which is going to keep you frozen in a dream world forever, to good procrastination, enable you to make steady progress every day. The challenge is make it happen. Good luck.